I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So, seems like there's some news, some speculation, some articles out there saying the Minnesota Vikings need to or could potentially try to sign free agent, former Seattle Seahawk Jamal Adams, safety, huh? Not to mention a safety that's on a decline, a safety that continues to battle with injury, huh? So I'm saying this now, hell to the no, hell to the no. The Vikings should not even think about, dog, signing, picking up, you hear me? Jamal Adams. Let me expound, man. First off, he's not the same Jamal Adams. He is now a one-trick pony, homie. He is now a one-trick pony, you hear me? That's why Seattle not re-signing him, right? Heavy, didn't extend him, etc. You know, Jamal Adams now, his physicality, his tackling ability, his blitzing ability, can't take that away from him, cannot take that away from him. But his coverage skills, what? Piss poor. His coverage skills, what? Piss poor. Speed, below average, you hear me? Point blank, period, hands down, man down, speed below average. And what do the Vikings lack on the defensive side besides the trenches interior big boys up front? Speed, dog, speed, heavy, huh? Secondary, speed. Harrison Smith, slow. Cam Bynum, not the fastest, huh? Cornerbacks, they got solid speed, but the safety room, Theo Jackson, what's his 40? 4.5, 4.4, high 4.4s. He may be the fastest safety on the squad, heavy here, but they lack speed, coverage skill, Lewis Seen, great tackler, physicality, can't cover nothing, you hear me? He can't guard me, he can't cover me out there, heavy. Period, bottom line, you hear me? Period, dog. So what good is Jamal Adams for real? You already have head hitters, great tacklers. Cam Bynum, great tackler, huh? Harrison Smith, hitman, that's what he do, huh? Great tacklers, dog, physicality. They both get burnt a lot. Hitman struggles in coverage every season. Like I say, he's lost a step or two, no disrespect, we talking facts. Cam Bynum, I questioned his coverage skills, you hear me? So no, you don't sign Jamal Adams, a guy that brings nothing to the table besides experience, physicality, tackling ability. You already have that with younger safeties, or with a younger safety, Cam Bynum. You have a veteran who's a great tackler, great around the line of scrimmage, a great blitzer, huh? Strong point blitzing, tackling, Harrison Smith. So why bring Jamal Adams in? Period. I don't want to hear about depth. You got Theo Jackson, Lewis Seen potentially. You just transitioned, y'all know, Najee Thompson to safety. So it's competition there. It's a real battle there, huh? No, you don't waste money on Jamal Adams. He's not the same, He's on a decline, dog. No disrespect. We're just stating facts. Now, can he give you some contributions here and there? Not enough to sign him. Not enough to sign him heavy. You hear me? Yeah, man. Give him millions for what? That could go elsewhere. The trenches, the D-line, a cornerback, a veteran cornerback, a veteran D-lineman, a veteran O-line. Huh? So, no, I'm saying the big SKOL here, don't even think about signing Jamal Adams, dog. Period, bottom line. The Vikings have enough spots to fill, homie. Trenches. It should be about trenches, homie. Heavy, dog. Jamal Adams, he's strictly a tackler, especially at this point in his career. Period, huh? Let's get into the article, man, because this here, I'm not buying this here. You hear me? No disrespect. I'm going to just keep it real 1,000. No, the Vikings do not need to draft Jamal Adams, dog. Period. Bottom line, I stand on that 10 tones. Minnesota Vikings should target former Pro Bowl free agent. Oh, really? Tyler Fornez? Really, Fornez? Why Fornez? Why Tyler Fornez? The gap between minicamp and training camp is a long one, and speculation runs wild throughout. The Minnesota Vikings aren't immune to that, especially with some holes on the roster. We know that. Not only that, they have around $15 million in functional cap space with the contracts of both quarterback J.J. McCarthy and edge rusher Dallas Turner. That's money to play with. That's a little money to play with, along with the money for the practice squad. Now, they could use some of that to sign a free agent or two, but it would have to be the right one at the right price. Facts. How much you gonna pay Adams for real? How much you gonna pay Adams for real? You hear me? One player that the Vikings could target is safety Jamal Adams. Even though the Vikings have 6 safeties on the roster, even though that's a problem there. That's a problem there. You got 6 safeties, a deep room. You got people who gonna compete already heavy. Why bring him in? Why bring him in? Adding one more with a unique skill set could be impactful. Tyler Fornez discussed as much on the latest episode of Purple Access. It's a really interesting one at position the Vikings really don't need because he's a safety, right? But the Seahawks were discussing potentially bringing him back on like a vet minimum deal. And this is after cutting him to play linebacker. And he is a true box guy. My point exactly. Don't the Vikings have enough linebackers? Like I say, they got Hitman and Cam Bynum to play the box. Are you taking Adams over Cam Bynum? You may take him over Hitman, but it's very close. It's very close, and he's injury prone. And I don't want to hear about Seattle thought about re-signing him on a veteran deal, dog. They didn't do it. Dog. So either he didn't want to work and play fair ball, or they said, nah, we don't want him. We want to go elsewhere, homie. So let's not talk about what Seattle could have done. They did not re-sign him, you hear me? And if the Vikings were to re-sign him, man, you better take a big pay cut, Jamal Adams. Huh? What you gonna give him? Man, y'all tripping. You hear me? Let's get it, man. He's really a linebacker for real, heavy. The Vikings got enough linebackers, dog. We need cover skills, speedy safeties, homie. We need speed, homie, speed. He's a great blitzer, facts. So is Hitman. He's a similar player to Ivan Pace Jr., where his best skill set really doesn't fit the position that he plays, and that kind of versatility intriguing to a creative mind like Brian Flores. How do we know it's intriguing to Flores? How does he know Flores wants or would want Jamal Adams, huh? Or is he assuming, huh? You know, Jamal Adams ain't no great safety. Like I say, physical, solid, talented safety in that aspect of it, in that area, tackling, being physical, being dominant, line of scrimmage, huh? Bringing the pain, bringing the pressure, no cap. But after that, it's nothing. After that, it's nothing, homie. And I'm not quite sure Adams has a lot left in the tank, but the veteran safety market is also bonkers. Justin Simmons is a former All-Pro, and he's still a free agent, which to me, he's 31 years old last year, average annual value of $15.25 million. The dude's just really good, and he's still really good football and does not have a job. So like the veteran safety market is just in an interesting place. First off, correct your grammar, big dog. Correct your grammar, big dog. That's first off. Slow it down. Correct your grammar. You hear me? What do we have here? And he's still really good football. And he's still a really good football player. Fornez. I get it, bro. Check your grammar, homie. You're getting paid for proper grammar, huh? Or it doesn't matter. I get it. We know how Minnesota Vikings. We know how things go. We know what it is. Oh, who you know, Fornez? Who you know, homie? No disrespect. I'm just asking heavy, dog. SKOL Vikes. But I think the versatility of Adams, if he has juice left, does he have juice? That's the question. Another conundrum potentially. How we know he got juice? Wasn't he injured last year, some of the season? He's not the same player. We know that. He definitely lost a step. So we're talking about all these woulda, shoulda, coulda, ifs. We don't even know how much the man got left in the tank, homie. And they talking about signing him to this and that. Come on, bro. Let's go now. Come on now. Let's start it again. But I think the versatility of Adams, if he has juice left with that ability to rush the passer as a blitzer and utilize him in sub packages, and a lot of these 7 defensive backs that the Vikings like to use, and he's a bigger bodied guy. All right, where are the commas though? I think he's like 215. I think you could do some things with him, and the idea intrigues me. Is it plausible where Adams is in his NFL career? What? I think he's like 215. I think you could do some things with him, and the idea intrigues me. Is it plausible where Adams is at in his NFL career? Okay, was the intended to be there for there? Let me know, big dog. I don't know, but I'm really, really intrigued and fascinated by the idea because conceptually it's perfect for what Flores wants. Conceptually it's not, dog. Flores wants speed. Fornez, you hear me? Flores don't want no safety who's potentially washed up and who can stay on the field, homie. If that's the case, he would love Lewis Seen. He would love Lewis Seen, you hear me? Prime example, physicality, can tackle, can't cover nothing, can't cover a duck, can't guard a duck, homie. So what do you mean conceptually? Fornez? That's cap. That's beyond cap, homie. Piss poor, dog. Piss poor, Fornez. You assuming Brian Flores will like him? Why? Because he's a physical safety? Brian Flores has 2, 3 physical safeties, homie. Nobody care about your ability safety. Huh? If you can't cover a man, if you can't get to the ball, thirdly, if you can't even stay healthy and available, we seen the same thing with Naylor, homie. Talking about Flores loves him. Man, how you know? Fornez, how you know, dog? Flores want young speed. Why you think he drafted Turner? Look at the free agents he brought in. Huh? He ain't bringing no slow, washed up steppers. No, I ain't saying if it's very minimum, right? You pay him the minimum, dog, just for depth chart, purposes. It possibly could make sense, but to sign Jamal Adams thinking he gonna come in and contribute, huh? Cap, dog. Conceptually, this is really interesting for the interesting idea for Vikings. Brian Flores loves to use unique packages and craves having versatility on the defensive side of the ball. Adams would allow him to have more versatility on the second level, especially on third downs. What versatility? All he can do is blitz and tackle. So where's the versatility? He's not a safety who can cover, period. He wouldn't even be one of the top coverage safeties for the Vikings. You hear me, Fornez? Let's be realistic, dog. Would Adams be interested in coming to the Vikings on a veteran minimum deal? I'm sure he would. That remains to be seen, but it would be a fascinating outcome for all parties involved. Well, I don't think so, Fornez. I beg to differ. Yeah, I beg to differ. You hear me? I beg to differ, Fornez. Heavy, dog. I'm not intrigued by it. I wouldn't be fascinated. I wouldn't be elated. I wouldn't be jubilated if Adams came in the building. I think it would be a waste of money, a waste of time, a waste of a roster spot. That's how I feel about it, Fornez, big dog. You hear me? Huh? You dig me? You get my drift? Jamal Adams, there's too many questions with Jamal Adams. I would rather see the Vikings go get them a D lineman, an interior D line, or an interior O line if possible. But you sit here and tell me about Jamal Adams. Once again, a safety who was on the decline, period, bottom line. Couldn't work out negotiations with the Seahawks. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that, dog. It's time for the Vikings to move forward, homie. Forward, dog. They need speed on that field, speed in that secondary, guys who can actually cover, you hear me? Let me know how you feel about it. Feedback is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell, you hear me? Shout out all my big dogs, my subscribers, my supporters. You are much appreciated for life. Never forget it, man. Big SKOL here, SKOL Vikes forever. Win, lose, or draw. Heavy. Yeah.